Okay, people. So I have a new microphone, so you probably can all hear me now, because I used to use the onboard mic for my webcam, which is actually pretty decent. I mean, it only does 720p, but it's no 1080p. But I'm working up. So hopefully you can hear me on this microphone right here a lot better. I'm thinking. Anyways, I want to do a video or a book review because there's a few books that I read recently, and I've just been reviewing stuff that I've been reading lately, and I actually got decent sleep. My insomnia has been driving me fucking nuts. Anyways, I read this, I think it may have been discounted or may have not been on Amazon. I go on Amazon and I'm like, ooh, it's discounted, and I get it, and most of the time it's pretty awesome. Anyways, it's Criminal Macabre, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Omnibus Volume 1, by Steve Niles, and then artists are Ben Temple-Smith and Kelly Jones. Steve Niles is, I'm reading some stuff on the Amazon thing, just for a little background information. He's an American comic book author and novelist. He's known for works such as 30 Days of Night, Criminal Macabre, Simon Dark, Mystery Society, and Batman Gotham County Line. And he's credited among other contemporary writers as bringing horror comic backs to prominence, authoring such works as 30 Days of Night, its sequel, Dark Days, and Criminal Macabre. Well, I think that one is at least through Dark Horse. I hadn't heard much about this. I just kind of got it, and I read Buffy recently and lately as well too. It's a pretty good book. It's basically someone that is a former detective police officer, Cal McDonald, and I think he went through the police academy and all that, and then he got kicked off the force because he was in a I think he got high or something, was basically sleeping in his car. And he's not the typical can't fucking speak protagonist, because he basically pops a lot of pills and he's an alcoholic, so he's not the most upstanding citizen, but he does kind of have a legitimate excuse in that he's ever since he's young, he's seen all these monsters and stuff and had to deal with them, and he's like one of the only guys that kind of like fights back against these. Oh yeah, and that's the big part, is it's basically he's in Los Angeles, and there's all these monsters all throughout the world, and he's kind of like, he's almost like Constantine, I'd say, but a little bit different in that he drinks and does a lot of drugs, which I guess Constantine does too, so I guess he's like the American version of that. Anyways, he teams up with ghouls because they don't eat people for some reason, even though typically I think they do. Whatevs. He teams up with the ghouls who live in the sewers, and he also I'm trying to read or remember some of the stuff. Oh yeah, he fights against zombies, vampires, all kinds of crazy shit. Like there's a possessed muscle car that eventually he ends up owning due to some crazy circumstances. And they have some of the one-shot stories, but then they also have a bunch of other stories, and I think there's a bunch of other volumes and stuff, which are good. I haven't quite read that quite yet. I think there's even a crossover with 30 Days of Night as well. Anyways, it's a really good series. It's kind of introduced some of the artwork. I don't know, because I read it on my Kindle and it's black and white. It might be better in color, but it was kind of hard to distinguish and see and read it. They have a few different artists on. I think there's 2 or 3 different artists, and you can kind of tell they do some different art styles, which are a little bit different, and it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty good storyline because he kind of on and off dates this person that basically writes for a paranormal magazine, and he also sort of has a almost like a relationship with this police officer who is actually, he finds out is married, and they go into that. Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a story where he fights a succubus and he falls in love with her first, and then let me see what else. Oh yeah, for some reason a lot of them are teaming up, and it goes into the origin stories of all the monsters and how they came about, which is pretty interesting. And it's kind of spread. In this, it explains it kind of like a blood disease or like a virus or bacteria. And yeah. And then there's all sorts of different stories and stuff, and there's people always trying to get after him and kill him. And most of the time he just uses guns. Sometimes he has to use special stuff if they're like really powerful monsters. He has to use silver crosses or stakes and all that stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty good series. I wrote a book review more on it. Sounds like I said more on. I wrote a book review on it on my blog, and I'll include this video in the article, and I'll also link to actually it's upcoming because I haven't written yet, but yeah, I have a blog review incoming on it, and this will be part of it, so check it out. I'll try and write that as soon as possible. I try and do about one or so a day, so it kind of takes me some time. But yeah, check it out. I'll include a link below to the log review, or you can go and get it. You can get a Kindle version or paperback. Kindle is a lot cheaper. It's $4 as opposed to $32, but I guess if you want to collect it or read it for years to come, and just kind of keep it around, it's $32, so there's that. So yeah, that's it.